thank you for joining me on Embellish the Story. I'm so happy to be crafting with you. It's been a few weeks since we've crafted together. I hope you all had a happy holiday season and wishing you a healthy, happy, prosperous new year. So I'm excited to be with y'all today, and I wanted to do a little project. We were going to make a waterfall booklet, and it's going to involve, I'm using this set of digitals. I'll tell you about them in just a second. And then I'm using some laces for sure. And then I think I'm going to use some appliques. So let me clean off my desk so I can show you these beautiful papers and tell you about how you can get them if you would like to craft with them. And we will get started. So this is a beautiful collection by Michelle at Michelle Reese Designs. And I had picked this collection, and it's called her Lace and Fabric collection. I ran off about 10 pages of it, but there's about, I think there's over 30 pages in this collection. All of the pages were so pretty. It was hard to choose which ones, but I'll show you a little sample of this collection. It's beautiful pages with, looks like tea-dyed paper and then some beautiful tea-dyed laces. This one has some roses in the corner, and I've got to, I'm going to cover up some of this, unfortunately, but I'm going to be mindful when I design this booklet to preserve as much of these beautiful papers as I possibly can. So this is a gorgeous collection. And then I might be adding these. I'm thinking about how to do this. I'm going to see how I can incorporate these. These are her vintage scripture labels. And I think there's about 5 pages in this collection. She's told me she was adding to it every month. So I love these scripture labels. So this is what I've chosen, and Michelle sells her collections on Etsy. It's called Michelle Reese Designs. I used her Lace and Fabric and Vintage Scripture Labels collection. And right now she has a sale for 25% off of the things in her shop. And it's YT Thank You 25. So that is a great deal. So it's a great time to run over and check out her shop and look at her beautiful collections. It was hard to choose which collection to use. There's so many pretty ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm about to cut these papers, and they're 8.5 by 11, into 3-inch strips. So this booklet will be about 3 inches long. So it's awkward for me to use my paper cutter the way my video area is set up. So I'm going to pause and paper cut into 3-inch strips, and then I'll be right back. All right, I used my paper cutter to cut into 3-inch strips. We're going to make a little Scrappy waterfall booklet. We're going to add some lace. And so to make the waterfall, we're just going to take one sheet and put the other one on top of it about a 1/2 inch down. And then the other one and put it on about a 1/2 inch down. And then I'm going to turn it, and so we've got it graduated there and here, and so I'm just going to fold this top over to where this is about a 1/2 inch. So then I have this little waterfall booklet, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I've got to ink that right there. You know, my printer doesn't print without borders, so I had to cut the borders off of this before I started. So I'm going to just fold it down there, and I'm just going to give it a couple of staples. I am going to put the smooth side of the staples on the back because the front I'm going to cover. So I'm just using my little stapler and putting a couple of staples in. And now we've made our little waterfall booklet. And it's that simple, and we get to decorate it. And I've got 6 pages, so I've picked out several different laces to use. And then we might add some applique pieces as well. So you guys will be proud of me. I bought a new glue gun. My other one had a short in it. And I made some hats for my niece. Wanted me to give her a tea party. I was giving her a bridal shower. And she wanted me to give her a tea party bridal shower, which is super fun. But I made a whole bunch of hats for the shower, like an incredible amount of hats. And like 20. I went to the thrift store for weeks and thrifted them, and then I added some laces and some flowers to them and some ribbon so that everybody could have a tea party hat. And my glue gun totally gave me fits the whole time I did that. So I broke down and said, it's time for a new glue gun. So this is a new one that I don't have to struggle with anymore. And I'm just going to keep this as simple as possible. You can use your scraps for this because you only need 3-inch pieces. I did pick out some of my prettier pieces because I want this to be really pretty because I want to put it in my Etsy shop. So I think I'm just going to lay that simple one there, and that gives me that corner you can see, even though I'm going to put a little piece of lace there. So I'm going to just put this on. And I will go back. Y'all know I always go back and glue better, but I don't want y'all to have to sit and watch me glue every little square inch. So that looks pretty there. And then I think I need to put a little lace there for my waterfall effect. So I have this piece. So let's see. I'm not sure about that with it. Let's see. Maybe I just want a more sheer piece. Some of these pieces are quite long. A lot of times you guys ask me where I get my laces, and these probably, I think most of these came from where I keep my Lavish laces. And Lavish Laces is on Etsy. She sells lots of pretty vintage laces. So I love to purchase my laces from Lavish Laces. I think I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put, where did it go? I have a little piece. I don't know why I use wax paper. There's no reason. Maybe I saw somebody do that one time. But I like to use wax paper on when I'm putting things down between my, when I'm putting something down like this, so I might get wax there. And I am so notorious for, oh, there it is. I'm so notorious for having something right in my hand and losing it. I don't know how I do that so fast. I've always done it. Okay. So I had a great holiday season. With lots of friends and family. We had I've done a lot of cooking and a lot of cleaning the house. And I tried to stay busy with it being the first Christmas without my mom. That was a little challenging, but I know she would have wanted me to have a good Christmas. So, and see, I did stick it to this a little bit, so I'm glad I put this down. All right. So our Christmas was good. It was busy. And I really enjoyed it. I was sad for Christmas to be over, but then again, I've been kind of relieved to have the house back to normal. I love decorating for Christmas. That's a fun thing for me. But at the same time, I'm a little excited to get things back to normal. So, and And I do not like putting up the Christmas decorations. That's a job for me. That is a job. I tried to be a little more intentional about how I put them up so they weren't so disorganized, because I had a disorganized mess where I put them up last year. I must have just thrown them up. But, so what I'm doing is I'm just laying laces at the bottom of each layer. And when we're finished, we're going to have this pretty waterfall effect. I've been noticing some of you have snow. And here in here where I live in Northeast Georgia, but I live about an hour from the Appalachian Mountains, which is great because we can go and spend the day there really quickly. But they get some snow, but it's very rare for us to get any, but it is cold here today. So it's my plan to stay cozy in the house and spend some time in my craft room. And we're having soup for dinner. So that'll be nice and warm dinner. And to not get out much today. All right. I'm trying to decide which lace I want next. With that heavy lace there, I don't know if I want another heavy lace or I want to go with a more sheer lace. So let's see. I think I'll do a heavy and then a more sheer and kind of stagger those. Which side is the top? This is the top. So if you're having cold weather, I hope you're staying cozy. Y'all know, if you know me, if you've been with me for a few years, you know God knew what he was doing when he put me here in the South, because I'm a big baby about cold weather. I have so much respect for you guys who have it all winter, because I am a big baby. All right, so let's try another thicker lace. If you're new to my channel, I have several new subscribers. It makes me really excited to see you guys join me. It makes me feel so excited to have new friends crafting with me. Thank you for joining, and I'm glad to have you here. Super excited. Let's try this. And I hope you enjoy crafting with me. And you guys who've been with me for a while, you know, I just think y'all are just my treasures. So I appreciate you and your support over these years. All right, let's see what's going on here. You know what? I haven't been putting my my wax paper down. I need to remember that, because I will glue it together if I'm not careful. Okay, let's see about another sheer lace. This one is really sheer. Did I use this one yet? I used that one. I haven't used this ruffle yet. I really like that. This is a super simple little project, and it just turns out really pretty. So it took me, I ran off 11 pages last night for this video, and it took me about 2 hours to get my printer to print 11 pages. So I am so frustrated with that printer, so I need your help. If you have a printer that you really like, would you tell me what printer that is in the comments? Because I'm going to break down and get a new printer. And I read the reviews, and so they're mixed. And I trust you guys not to lead me astray. So I would really appreciate your help by leaving me comments as to what printer you have that you enjoy using. Because I am pretty lost as to what printer I'm going to use. So I've used this, or what printer I'm going to get, because I do not want another grouchy printer. I want a printer. I need a break from a grouchy printer. And this one has been grouchy since the day I got it. And I don't want to deal with that anymore. So, there's that. Okay, trim that a little bit. I'm making a mess, sorry. I just make a mess when I craft. That's just what I always have. I'm a lot better than I used to be. I mean, it used to look like a lace explosion when I crafted. And so I have gotten a little better. But I'm still messy. Am I in frame? I think I am. Okay. So there we have the foundation of our waterfall. Now the question is, do I want to add some applique pieces? And I have not decided. I think they would be pretty, but then again, it might distract from things. That's not going to work. That's too big. This is pretty and small. And I might could just add a piece here or there. So I think I'm going to add that piece right there. Not going to add that there. I think I might add this here. See which way are we going to add it. Let's put the flower out here. Okay, I need to find my wax paper. Here it is, because I'm going to glue it. That needs to be glued better. So that tea party I gave my niece, we had so much fun. We had a ball. But not only was I thrifting hats, I was thrifting, like y'all, like 25 teacups. And forgot my wax paper. And real, like vintage china. And thank heavens I like to thrift, because it took me many, many visits to the thrift store to find that much china. So now I have a lot of china and teacups. So I'm ready for another tea party. There is a new tea room near where I live, and I met a couple of girlfriends. I have two girlfriends who, one I've been friends with since 5th grade, and one since 7th grade. And we kind of raised we had boys. We kind of raised our boys together. And then we've just been together for a long time. It's just one of those once in a lifetime special friendships that you just treasure. So we went to the tea room. It's been about 2 weeks, and it was, we had so much fun. I just love it. We wore hats. They had hats and tea tray and so much fun stuff. I've lost some of these pearls. So it was a lot of fun. I love tea rooms. I think that's one of my favorite things in the whole world to do, is go to a tea room. So I'm going to take my granddaughter to the tea room. See if my granddaughter and daughter-in-law will go with me to the tea room and us have a little tea. There were some little girls there, and they were so adorable, having tea with their, one was having tea with her grandmother, and I was like, oh, that is so sweet. So I really enjoyed that. We had not had a tea room near us for a long time, so I was so excited when this one opened. Okay, I really kind of want something there. Let me see. Do I want to? I don't want that again. Let me see what piece of applique I can get. That would kind of be neat with that. Oh, look at those. Those. How do you, let's see, what do we think about these? We have these. Let's see about these. Let's see about those pieces there. If we just put those down. I don't know if I like that or not. What do you think? I'm trying to see. Let's see. That's really white. Okay. I think I'll go with these. Maybe right here. I don't know, there's a part of me that kind of likes it plain. I think I like it plain, y'all. What do you think? Okay. I think I like it plain. Sometimes I just want to keep adding and adding, and I forget less is more. All right, so this is a fun little waterfall booklet, and when we lift it up, we've got pretty pages. And got a glue string. And so pretty to slip into a journal. If that bothers you, you could put something there. Put a little piece of lace there. And this, it might be tricky to slip it in a pocket. I think it would slip in a pocket depending on how tight the pocket is. But also, this is pretty draped over a page, like a page topper. Then you've got that pretty, isn't that pretty, on a page like that? And then we've got the back. So if I did it like this, I would go ahead and finish this back. Let's just finish the back. Let's just do that. Finish that up. I think I'll just finish it up, and then it'll be pretty on both sides of the page. Got to line this lace up just right to cover those staples. Okay, so there it's completely finished and ready to go in a journal. Let me clean up my mess here, move it aside. And it just slips on. You can slip on like that. And we have the back, and it's nice and finished. And that is the sweetest, pretty little feminine, elegant little embellishment. So I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed crafting with me. Please leave me a comment about your printer if you have one you like. And then look at this. This came off a pair of earrings, and I just like it. It's got pretty paper, and it's got the eyelet in it, and I thought that needs to be something for a journal. And I can't think of what it is. So if you have any good ideas, leave that in the comment too. I just need y'all's help today. So if you have any ideas for this, send them to me and we'll do something with this. Let me know about your printer. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Stay cozy. Always remember to embellish the story. And I'll craft with you soon. Bye-bye.